Hi, dear people. Phew, nice, quiet weekend for a change. And guess what? I still could not sleep at night. But Saturday morning, I slept late, and Sunday morning, even later. It appears I'm in a vampire mode or phase. Okay, over to our royal story, or at least today it is stories, more than one story. But we need to start somewhere, so let's start here. How many of you have read this particular article in the Daily Mail, the one titled King and Harry to Meet Regularly as Aides Plan Show of Unity, with first public appearance together in 6 years on the cards? Now, first and foremost, is the Daily Mail sick or delusional? King Charles may be around for the next year, maybe at a stretch 2, but 6, highly, highly doubtful. In my opinion, Charles will only be around in 6 years' time if they suddenly happen to find a cure for him or he is cloned. But I guess it is okay to be optimistic, or then delusional. But anyway, I want to discuss an article by Charlotte Griffiths. Now, I know a lot of others have discussed it, but I'm just going to lightly and quickly, because it only links up with what I was told on Saturday. And what I was told on Saturday is rather shocking. Okay, so Charlotte Griffith reported in the article that high-level talks are underway to gradually bring Charles and Harry together in a public show of unity. Now, my friends, I know some people are saying that Charlotte Griffiths are now working for Harry and Harry's feeding her stuff. Not true. Not true. But what she said here, high-level talks are underway to gradually bring Charles and Harry together in a public show of unity. My friends, that is 100% true. And I can also tell you that that came from Torben Andre. At first I wrote here and I wanted to say, I'm sure Charlotte, like me, likely got it straight from the palace. But then I accidentally mentioned a name. The extraordinary development comes after Harry spent 50 minutes with King Charles at Clarence House earlier this month. My dears, unfortunately I have to tell you, and I'm telling you this out of the horse's mouth, okay? That too is true. It is utter nonsense that Harry was there for only 12 minutes. It was during a previous visit, I think the one in February last year, where he only spent 12 minutes. Every vehicle moving through the gates of any royal residence is recorded. And according to the records at the gate, Harry arrived at 5:20 p.m. and left at 6:14 p.m. Okay, now we do not know whether he made a visit to the bathroom like Rivers said. It could very well be. But I'm told that Charles was already waiting for him. There was a footman or a butler, or who knows what these people are called these days, waiting there with Charles. They ordered their tea and coffee and the man left. Charles and Harry were alone until the tray arrived. Shortly before Harry left, about 15 minutes or so, the man who arrived with Charles joined them. Now, I don't know. I tried to find out who he is, because there is indeed somewhere a photograph of him. And the person I spoke to now for the second time is not sure either. So, with bathroom stops excluded, Harry likely spent 40 to 45 minutes with his father. Now, my information is also that Charles invited Harry and the kids to Sandringham for Christmas. Whether the invitation included Meghan, I'm not 100% sure. But if you ask me my opinion, I would say yes, she is included as the children's mother. So, in that capacity, of course, she will have to be invited. But, I may be wrong, very wrong, because, as we all know, royals drill by a different beat. But another reason why I would assume that the invitation included Meghan is because we all know that she would likely not let the children go without her. Okay, but there's something else. Just hang on there, okay? This is so convoluted. I'm going to try and give it to you the way I heard it, okay? But again, in my opinion, there may be something completely else, because this is not what I heard from this particular informant. I was told on Saturday that we are all missing the plot. The meeting between Meredith Mains and Torben Andre was all about Buckingham Palace's media strategy for Harry. Remember, Charles had Mike Bolland to improve Camilla's image. Well, he got Torben Andre for Harry. Then back to the children. I warned you, this is a little convoluted, okay? The king cannot allow the half in, half out, because the queen said no. Okay, it was done so openly, it was reported everywhere. So allowing it now would stand in stark contrast to what was widely reported then. So instead, King Charles will slowly draw Harry back in until it is commonplace for us to see Harry back in London, or to see him on an outing with his father or whatever. Okay. It may even take a while to get Harry back to the UK, as Harry has no desire to leave the children behind in the United States. So, as I reported months and months ago, Harry started the story that he wanted the children to have an Eton or some posh British education. Now, after everything that I've heard, I think Harry is just using the children and their education as an excuse to return to Britain. He may be using it as an excuse to his father, or even now to us, the public. And here is the worst of what I've been told on Saturday. Archie is basically already been negotiated for, and he is basically off the hook. He can apparently fly to the United Kingdom with Harry during his next visit, but allegedly, I must say, Meghan said that little Betty cannot. According to my information, Charles is currently in negotiations, literally buying the children from Meghan, and they are in deep but very subtle negotiations. Now, that is what I was told, the exact words, so I'm going to interpret it that Charles is sort of paying for the children to be able to come to Britain to see him. That is what I believe I've been told. But if you get something else out of those words, then please tell me in the comments section. Okay, to continue. I'm also told that Charles's goal is to get Harry and his children back, preferably without Meghan. But if negotiations do not succeed, he will likely just have his office's PR strategy change to include her. Currently, the PR play is Charles is old and terminally ill, and Harry wants to educate the children in the United Kingdom. Okay? My source, however, says that half of the deal has now already been sealed. During Harry's next visit, Archie will be with him, and according to my source, it will happen, or may even happen, before or just after Christmas. Harry and Archie will be seen in public so that everyone knows the two of them have come to see Pa. But whether they are still around or not, they won't be seen on Christmas Day or at the Sandringham Walk, because the game needs to be played a little longer, and therefore it must at least appear as if the little Montecito family is back together for Christmas. Then, something which may hit you like a ton of bricks. Did you notice that Harry had royal protection during his latest visit? Yes, he did not have all the bells and whistles, he did not have the blue lights and the outriders, but he had at least 3 RPOs, standing for Royal Protection Officers, during his most recent visit. Hence, the second vehicle. But that is not all. Allegedly, government is currently crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and Harry will have his IPP status back. Or maybe it's even happened already. Now, my dear friends, I can't say whether this person was telling the truth or not. I'm not a fly on the wall. But what I can tell you is that she knows what she's talking about, and I'm not someone who's heard a lot from her. But the few times that I did, she was spot on each time. Then Harry and Meghan made a surprise joint appearance at Kevin Costner's annual event for the firefighters and first responders. Now, why it's called a surprise, I don't know, because they both attended 3 years ago. Last year, Harry attended alone, and this year, Meghan is back, although seemingly banned from the microphone. However, did you notice what I noticed? Did you notice that Meghan's hair is suddenly 2 shades lighter? Now I'm asking you, who went blonde recently? Wasn't it darling Catherine? Yes, it was. And didn't we predict that Meghan will soon start going lighter and lighter? Yes, we did. Honestly, this woman is diabolical. Well, Oprah also popped in among a bunch of other celebrities. Rob Lowe, whom I always had a soft spot for, was also there. Anyway, guys, I'm currently looking into certain things. I'm really deep into some research. 2 of the topics I am looking into are, number 1, we heard that the United Kingdom and the United States signed a $2 million nuclear and AI deal during Trump's visit. Now, why do I have to ask, what does BlackRock got to do with that? I was under the impression that Trump, in particular, is not in favor of these big monopolies. The second thing I just saw, which concerns me greatly, is this digital ID which Starmer wants to implement. But anyway, I think I've outstayed my welcome, so let me go. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.